In the heart of the Serengeti, a luxury safari lodge is shaken by terror. Zola, a young maid, is found dead in a locked room. But the real fear begins when workers whisper that Kwame, a notorious hunter who died months ago, is walking the lodge. Kwame's death was public. His burial, undeniable. So how is he back? Guests report eerie sightings, a shadowy figure, heavy footsteps, whispers in the night. Then, another attack, the guard is found unconscious, claw-like marks on his body, a mysterious key in his hand. As the truth unravels, one thing is certain, this is no ghost story, it's something far worse. One quiet morning, the peace of the lodge is broken when Zola, a kind and well-liked maid, is discovered dead in her room. Her door was locked from the inside, and there is no sign that anyone broke in. However, the look of fear frozen on her face raises many questions. Soon, rumors spread among the workers at the lodge. Some claim to have seen a shadowy figure that looks like Kwame, a hunter who died 2 months ago. Kwame's death wasn't a secret, he had been surrounded by wildlife rangers and took his own life in front of witnesses. Despite this, the locals start to believe that Kwame's spirit has come back to trouble the lodge. As these rumors grow, strange and creepy events begin to happen. Footsteps can be heard in empty hallways, lights flicker unexpectedly, and eerie sounds echo through the lodge late at night. The air is filled with fear, and the mystery of Zola's death becomes even more puzzling. To find out the truth behind her untimely death, Detective Amina, a resolute and sharp-minded investigator, arrives at the scene with her CID team. Known for her practical approach and refusal to believe in superstitions, Amina is determined to expose the truth, no matter how deeply it's buried. As Amina steps into the lodge, she notices the unease etched on the faces of the staff and workers. The air feels heavy with tension, not just from the tragedy of Zola's death but also from the whispers of something otherworldly. The locals believe that Zola's death is not the work of a human but the doing of a tokolosh, a tricky and harmful spirit that is believed to harm anyone who comes in its way. But Amina always dismisses these claims. She stands firm in her belief that every so-called ghost story has a human hand behind it. There's no such thing as ghosts, she tells her team with a sharp tone. What we are dealing with here is flesh and blood, not spirits. The CID team gathers the lodge employees in the dining area, asking them to recount anything they might have seen or heard in the days leading up to Zola's death. One by one, the staff members step forward, their voices trembling as they speak of strange occurrences. A young cook named Nia recalls hearing footsteps in the middle of the night, though no one was supposed to be awake. It sounded like someone walking slowly, dragging their feet, she says, her eyes darting nervously. But when I checked, there was no one there. Another worker, a groundskeeper named Jumo, mentions seeing a shadow near the lodge's storage area. It looked just like Kwame, he whispers, glancing around as if expecting the dead man to appear out of nowhere. I consider it was him. He was wearing the same hat, the one he always wore when he was alive. Amina listens carefully but remains silent. She knows fear can distort reality. The investigation becomes clearer as Amina starts looking into Zola's last actions. Her co-workers say Zola had been exploring parts of the lodge that people usually stayed away from, empty storage rooms, hidden hallways, and the basement. These places were connected to the lodge's dark past, especially to Kwame, a well-known hunter and smuggler who had once used the lodge as his hideout. One night, the mystery becomes even darker. A frightened guest rushes into the main lodge, his face pale and his hands shaking. He claims to have seen something unbelievable, a figure that looked just like Kwame, the poacher who had died months ago. It was him, the guest says, his voice trembling. He was wearing that same old hat he always wore. I swear it was Kwame. Later that same night, things get worse. A security guard is found unconscious near the entrance to the underground wine cellar, an area of the lodge that is almost never used. His body has strange, jagged scratches that look like claw marks. While the wounds aren't deep, they are disturbing and make everyone even more uneasy. When the guard finally wakes up, he is confused and scared. I heard footsteps behind me, he says nervously. But when I turned around, no one was there. Then, I don't remember anything. As Amina and her team search the guard's pockets, they find an old, rusty key with a small tag that says, Storage Room B. No one knows much about this room because it hasn't been used in years. Amina decides to dig deeper into the lodge's history. She and her team find records that show Kwame had a strong connection to the lodge. Years ago, Kwame, who was a well-known smuggler, used the lodge as a secret base for his illegal activities. He paid off some staff members to keep quiet and used hidden compartments in the lodge to store stolen goods like ivory and gold. With this new information, Amina realizes that everything happening now, Zola's death, the sightings of Kwame's ghost, and the guard's attack, is somehow linked to Kwame's past at the lodge. As Amina stared at the forensic report on Zola's room, her mind raced with questions. The report revealed traces of a rare plant extract on Zola's belongings. This extract, commonly used in traditional African medicine, was known to have alarming effects. It could paralyze a person temporarily. Amina began connecting the dots. Could someone have used this extract to make Zola believe she was being attacked by something supernatural? She called her forensic expert, Samir, to confirm her suspicions. This plant extract, how could it have been administered? She asked. It's usually inhaled in powdered form, Samir replied. It's rare to find it here, but it's potent. A small dose could cause hallucinations lasting hours. In Zola's case, it's possible she was drugged before she died. Amina's brow furrowed. This was no ghostly attack, this was pre-planned. Someone had used this extract to frighten or incapacitate Zola. Amina spent the rest of the day reviewing Zola's last movements. With her team, she pieced together a timeline. It seemed Zola had been investigating something on her own, venturing into parts of the lodge no one else dared to explore. What had she found? And was it connected to Kwame's shady past? As night fell, the lodge became even quieter. Amina sat in the dimly lit dining area, her thoughts heavy. She knew the locals' fear of Tokolosh was making it easier for the corporate to operate. She had to act fast before more lives were lost. Fear had gripped the lodge. Some staff quit outright, while others refused to mention Kwame's name. Amina knew fear was the corporate's greatest weapon, and she had to take it away. We need to draw them out, she said. Whoever's behind this wants the lodge empty. Let's give them what they want, on our terms. The team staged a fake ritual to summon Kwame's spirit, hoping to lure the culprit. Word spread that a traditional healer would perform the ritual that night, stirring fear and curiosity. As night fell, torches flickered in the courtyard. Amina played the skeptic turn Bolivar to convince the culprit they had the upper hand. Drums echoed through the night. The crowd watched, tense and uneasy. Hours passed, then, from the shadows, a figure emerged. A long coat, a wide-brimmed hat, it looked just like Kwame. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The figure moved toward the ritual table. Amina signaled her team, blocking all exits. Stop right there, she commanded. The figure hesitated, then bolted toward the lodge. Amina and her team gave chase, through dark hallways and into the wine cellar. Shadows danced in the dim light as the figure tried to escape through hidden passages. Finally, they cornered him near a stack of barrels. Take off the mask, Amina ordered, gun drawn. Slowly, the figure removed the hat and disguise. Baiko, Amina whispered. Kwame's younger brother. The ghost wasn't a spirit, it was a desperate man guarding a deadly secret. The fear of ghosts had gripped the lodge, But when Baiko, Kwami's younger brother, was revealed as the ghost, the truth shocked everyone. It was greed, not the supernatural, at play. Amina and her team brought Baiko from the wine cellar, his face pale and hands trembling. She stood, arms crossed, her gaze piercing. "Start talking." Baiko hesitated, then spoke. "It wasn't supposed to go this far. I just wanted what was mine." He revealed how Kwami had built his wealth through poaching and smuggling, using the lodge as his base. Baiko had learned about the hidden money from Kwami before his death, and thought it was his turn to claim it. "Kwami trusted me," Baiko explained. "He told me where the money was. When he died, I thought, maybe I could take it. I didn't mean to kill her," Baiko said, breaking down. "I just panicked." Amina's expression was stern. "You used fear to cover your greed and killed an innocent woman in the process." Baiko's head dropped. Amina's team recovered 6 million Tanzanian shillings from the storage room, and the authorities took over. As Baiko was led away in handcuffs, a sense of relief settled over the lodge, though the unsettling feeling of fear lingered. The case's resolution brought relief to the lodge, but the fear lingered. With Baiko in custody and his confession on record, guests and staff could finally sleep without fear. However, one mystery remained: the missing lion figurine. Amina remembered locking it with the evidence, but when her team checked the storage room again, it was gone. "No one could have taken it," a team member said, confused. Amina felt uneasy but dismissed it. "It's just a trinket." The next morning, Amina took one last walk through the lodge grounds. As she passed a rocky outcrop, she froze. There, on the highest rock, was the missing figurine. Her heart raced as she picked it up. It was the same one from the shrine. Looking around, Amina saw no one. In the distance, a pride of lions moved across the plains. She smiled, feeling a mix of awe and unease. "Some mysteries are best left unsolved," she murmured, slipping the figurine into her pocket. The lodge returned to its usual rhythm, but the story of Kwami's ghost lived on, whispered among those who visited, blending the supernatural with the natural world.